What is up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. Today, first of all, ignore my hair. I did heatless curls last night and I am like, I'm not completely sold. I feel like I did something wrong, but it's also like a rainy, weird day out today. So I think that's probably why it's like frizzing and not doing exactly what I want it to do, but just ignore that. Today I thought it'd be fun to do a pregnancy Q&A. This is long overdue. I am currently 25 weeks pregnant as of today, which is crazy to say. I think it just like flies by. I thought it'd be fun to do a Q&A and a little bit of an update as far as pregnancy goes, because I get a lot of questions and I realize I haven't really addressed many of, the most commonly asked questions, especially on here. So the first question I'm gonna answer is, what was your very first symptom when you found out you were pregnant? And I get this question all the time, like, how did you know you were pregnant? I honestly, the only reason why I took the test is because my husband and I were trying, and I was a serial tester. I tested constantly. So that's just kind of my personality, but I really had no symptoms up until, I would say 8 weeks is when I felt my first symptoms, and that was cramping. I was like very crampy, which was really scary. I was exhausted, like so tired. Couldn't function. I was so tired. And I had really bad headaches, and I was nauseous. So those all kind of just like came at once, but my chest didn't hurt until like weeks later, which I thought was weird because a lot of girls are like, oh, my boobs were hurting, and that's the first thing I noticed. That was not my instance. I guess that would be my very first symptom that I didn't know I had, would be I was out of breath, as I was out of breath a second ago. I posted on my story on Instagram, like, I want to say a week and a half before I even knew I was pregnant. And I was like, I just can't breathe today. There's something in the air? Like, I feel like I just can't catch my breath. Like, I was saying that and I had no idea I was pregnant. So that was kind of fun. Another question I get all the time is, how long were you and your husband trying? And I don't feel comfortable, obviously, like sharing the details of our trying to conceive journey for obvious reasons. But I will just say that we did not get pregnant first try. So if you guys are trying to get pregnant and you didn't get pregnant first try, definitely have been there. But something that helped me was, I didn't know this about myself, but I actually ovulated later than the window that it says that that you're ovulating or that your fertile window is. I was way after the fact. So I don't know if that could help anybody, but make sure you buy like ovulation strips and just be really in tune with your body and just understand what those symptoms of ovulation feel like. So that way you can just be better prepared and understand your body a little bit more. Another question I get is cravings. So I actually started getting cravings this second trimester in the past, I would say 4 to 5 weeks. I mean, my first trimester, you're just basically trying to eat whatever you can because you just don't feel like any food tastes good. I had way more aversions than I did cravings my first trimester. So I like couldn't eat steak or like stringy beef, if that makes sense. So like pot roast, steak, that just sounded horrible to me. But I could do hamburger meat. A lot of people say that's their thing. I could do chicken just fine, but I could not do like stringy beef. I feel like it was forever ago. And it's crazy how God works, because like on your first trimester, like I can't imagine going through this again. But then you go to your second trimester and you just like basically forget about everything in your first trimester. And I was eating sour candy, sour stuff. That was my first trimester. Second trimester, now literally, you guys, all I want is orange juice. I wish I had an IV of orange juice, cuties, anything citrus, and chocolate milk. I want chocolate milk all the time too. So just kind of random, but those are things that I have been craving for sure. Pizza a couple times, but and I just eat a lot of sugar, I'm gonna be honest. Like my diet's kind of trash right now. We shall see when I have my glucose test in a couple weeks, so that's not gonna be fun. Another question I get all the time is, what is the gender of your baby? If you are new here, my husband and I are not finding out the gender of our baby. We're gonna do a surprise all the way until birth. Let me know in the comments down below what you think baby is. I'll show you my bump actually, because that's probably a good indicator. Everyone's always like, well, let me see how you're carrying. And I'm like, I really don't know. Baby's heart rate on my 24-week appointment, 23-week appointment was 150. So a lot of people ask for that too. Another question I get a lot, because I think a lot of you guys are either pregnant or trying to get pregnant, but when did you start feeling your baby move? And for me, I actually started feeling baby move really, really, really early. Probably around 18, it was around 18 weeks. I actually made a note of this. I felt the baby move for the first time. And every single day since 18 weeks, I have felt the baby move. And of course now it's different because my baby is over a foot long. So it's a lot more intense of movements, but I definitely felt baby move starting at 18 weeks. And a lot of women don't feel it until where I'm at right now, around 24, 25 weeks. But now baby's definitely going crazy, doing flips, very hyperactive baby already, which is really, really fun. Who was the first person that you told outside of your husband? So the very first person that we told together was my dad. And this is only because we found out, it was like a couple days before Father's Day. And my dad is out of town and we were meeting my dad for dinner. And it was me, Wyatt, and McKenna went to Father's Day dinner for my dad, with my dad. And I didn't tell McKenna yet, like we didn't want to tell McKenna. So we waited until after dinner and told my dad. And it's in the reaction video, but he was the very first person we told, only because he was like, we weren't going to be able to see him again to who knows when. Do you have names picked out for both genders? Yes, we do. Our girl name has been set in stone for years. We're not obviously going to give them away. We'll announce it once baby's born, because we're annoying like that. We have our girl name picked out, and I love the boy name we have picked out, but we don't agree on the boy names. That's been the hardest part for us, is like finding a boy name. But I think this one really, we're kind of like down to two. I'm leaning towards one strongly and he's leaning towards one strongly. So I think if baby's a boy, when we meet baby, we can decide like what we think baby seems more like. What is everybody guessing your baby is? Boy. Literally everybody, except for I would say maybe 3 or 4 people think it's a girl, including myself. I personally think I'm having a girl, but obviously we have literally no idea. How do you not see baby's gender on the ultrasounds? I get this question a lot. You actually don't see anything like genitals wise until probably like your 20-week anatomy scan anyways, because the baby's just so small and isn't fully developed. I've been lucky. I've gotten ultrasounds almost every appointment, which has been, I guess, totally different from a lot of you guys. I get DMs that are like, oh my God, I only got 2 ultrasounds, one to confirm the pregnancy and my 20-week anatomy scan. And I was like, wow, I've gotten so many. So I've been lucky with that. At the 20-week anatomy scan, we just told the ultrasound tech over and over again, we do not want to know the gender. And so whenever she went like down there to look at everything, she would tell us to turn our heads or close our eyes so we couldn't see anything. So that's all it is. But I do get anxiety every single ultrasound because I'm like, dadgummit, like they're gonna spill the beans and say it. We've waited this long, but they haven't yet. They haven't so far. So there's just something about having this extra layer of surprise to this that makes it so much more fun. Nursery inspiration. Yes, we have started with the nursery. I'm gonna vlog here soon and give you guys a nursery update. We painted the walls. We're gonna do shiplap on one of the walls. So we're waiting for the guy to come install that, and then we can start doing furniture, because your girl has the nesting bug. So I desperately want to nest and get baby's stuff all ready to go, just in case I go into preterm labor. Who knows? That's just kind of how you are as a first-time mom. You're just like, I literally have no idea what's going on. Yes, I'll put my mood board here for my nursery if you want to screenshot it, if you're into that vibe. Finding a gender neutral nursery was definitely challenging, but I think we kind of found a really cute theme and I'm really excited about it. So all the questions I'm going to be answering today. If you have any other ones, please leave them down in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and subscribe for more. I will be giving a second trimester recap here in a couple weeks, since I'm going to be in my 3rd trimester in 3 weeks, which is crazy. So stay tuned for that. And thank you guys again for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.